As you can tell from the timestamp down there, today's date is February 1st, 2013. I was actually involved in a hit and run as a pedestrian. Managed to make it out alive with minor injuries, minor being a shattered tibia, torn ligaments in the ankle, a dislocation, which was set and reset with the steel plate and a few screws. The ligaments were put back in place. I don't know if you can see the board. I'll just try to put it on there. The last time I saw my nurse was on January 31st, 2013. I was actually due for pain medications at 11:30, but I overslept. I woke up at 11:45, so I figured I can just deal with it for now. Around 12 o'clock, my physical therapist came in and I asked her to just postpone physical therapy until I get some pain meds and get some food in my system. There goes my plate. I wanted to take my medication with my food. I called using the call buttons there and there, the nurse at the station at 1 o'clock. I was actually just occupying my time. I wasn't really in a rush because, it's pain that I can manage, but over time the pain increases. At 1 o'clock, I asked to speak to my nurse, and the nurse at the desk made an announcement on the loudspeaker to send my nurse to my room. But shortly after that, a few minutes later, I heard her being called to another room, which is 2 doors down. So once again, I wasn't really in a rush because, I can actually deal with the pain. I'm not really sure what the person in room 23, what their ordeal is. So, I bide my time and just been patient as possible. At 1:30, I called them again, but then I kept getting, when you hit the button, they can hang up and it stops the alarm at the desk. But that doesn't apply for the nurse button that's right above me, which is a bit to reach, but it's still manageable. Like once I get up, you hit that, and no matter how many times they hang up at the nurse desk, they cannot dislocate, they cannot disarm the alarm. About 10 minutes after 1:30, which is 30 minutes after I made the initial call, a gentleman came in with a house phone and was actually calling to find out who my nurse was because she hadn't been here all morning. He got on the phone with the nurse and he told her that I needed to speak to her. And that was 10 minutes ago. That's when I decided to document this. And this is going to go up on YouTube, and eventually I'm going to contact the proper, chain of command to send this to, which is most likely going to be the CEO, because I spoke to her earlier and she's familiar with me. Right now, what I'm feeling, I got 2 sets of staples, around a dozen each, a dozen or more, on the left side and the right side of my right ankle. And it's kind of a burning sensation, and like my big toe tends to go numb, like when I'm in a lot of pain a lot. And my heart rate has been going up because I've been doing a lot of physical therapy. I've been trying to get my leg rehabilitated faster. But today I decided to stay bedridden because they were trying to prescribe me a medication to slow down my heart rate. I spoke to the cardiologist and I told him the situation, and he agreed that it's because the excess pain is what's really spiking my heart rate, and he decided to take me off the Metropol. I forget what it is right now. I'm kind of like in pain. I can't really focus on what it is at the moment. But yeah, now it's 45 after the hour, and it's 1 o'clock. I was supposed to receive the pain medication at 11:30, but it's actually going on 2 hours and 10 minutes since my last dosage of they call it a Percocet, but it's an oxycodone, a metafine. I don't know if that's the proper wording for it, as a generic term for the Percocet. It's 5 milligrams, of course. And what I decided to do was, instead of taking 2 every 4 hours, I've cut the dosage in half. I take one every 2 hours, so I'm not sitting, 2 hours in agonizing pain. I'm just, dealing with the pain every 2 hours at a minimum rate. Like sometimes the pain is down to 1, sometimes it's at a 4. It varies from depending on how much stress I put on the ankle itself. Twisting the ankle, finding a good position for it, it's very delicate and takes a lot of time and energy. But just so you can see, because I know the timestamp for the dates on there, let's see if I can focus on the clock. This is going to be the first video, and just to see how long it takes for the nurse to get here. Just so I don't seem like an overly needy patient, because I know that there are some patients like that where they want the nurse every 5 minutes. Oh, deal with this. But I've actually been very patient compared to how often I hear the call button being ring. There's the clock. If you could see it, it's 1:43. If not, I'll capture a screenshot right after I hit stop so you can see. And approximately, I'll give them, because he came in and he talked to her at 30 after, I'll give them another 2 minutes before I buzz him, and to see just what's the status, to see how long it takes. So I shouldn't even pause the video, I should just keep it going, because it's almost 45 after. That'll be 15 minutes since the male nurse came in and actually called Perla on the phone. That's who I know my nurse is, because he spoke to her, not because she wrote her name on the board telling me that she's the nurse for the day.